What's up, YouTube? It's Onion Bomb here on Ascent Sports, and welcome back to our NFL 2021 record predictions. Today, we're going to be doing the NFC South, the Buccaneers, the Saints, the Falcons, and the Panthers. Last time, we did the NFC North and the entire AFC. If you missed those videos, make sure you check them out. Today, we're doing the NFC North, and I'll be joined by... We're doing the NFC South. I'm being joined by the whole squad here, Isaiah, Steven, and Jimmy, and we are ready to give you guys our predictions for these teams. But alright, starting with the previous Super Bowl champions and NFC South champ. Actually, no! They didn't win the division. They were second to the Saints last year, actually. But they're the Super Bowl champions who returned every single starter. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have them starting off with a win against the Cowboys, then winning against the Falcons, then winning against the Rams, winning against the Patriots, beating the Dolphins, beating the Eagles, beating the Bears, but then finally dropping one to the Saints week 8. And after their bye week, I have them losing to the Washington football team. Tyler Heineke, maybe? Can he do it this time? They almost did in the division. I think they'll actually do it this time, but then they get back on track being the Giants, being the Colts, being the Falcons, but then losing one to the Bills, but then being the Saints. They're not going to sweep them this year. Then being the Panthers, being the Jets, and then being the Panthers again to finish 14-3.
Okay,
Man.
solid stuff.
It's a good record,
All right,
Solid.
well, for my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I have them starting off beating the Cowboys, beating the Falcons, but then losing to the Rams. But then they go on a pretty good win streak. They beat the Patriots, beat the Dolphins, beat the Eagles, beat the Bears, beat the Saints, go on a bye week, and then they beat the football team. But then Tom Brady loses to the New York Giants.
Love it.
Yeah, you love to see it.
Storybook.
Yeah. The infamous New York Giants. Tom Brady can't get enough of them, and then he also loses to the Indianapolis Colts, but then he beats the Falcons, as he's very familiar with, and then they lose to the Bills, but then they finish off on a 4-game win streak, being the Saints, being the Panthers, being the Jets, and being the Panthers again, setting up for a record of 13-4.
All right, I'll make it nice and simple for us.
Oh God!
Week 1 and 2, Tampa's gonna win. They're gonna beat the Dallas Cowboys, beat the Falcons. Week 3, they are gonna lose to the Rams, but after that loss, they're gonna win every single game after that for a record of 16-1.
Jeez. So they're gonna lose to the Rams, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
16-1.
I mean,
That's
if you're gonna predict a team that high, the Buccaneers would be that one.
yeah, they're pretty loaded.
I actually
So-
thought we could have been seeing 17-0 out of Jimmy.
All right, so for my Tampa Bay Buccaneers predictions, I have them starting out beating the Cowboys, and then actually losing to the Falcons because they have not forgotten about that Super Bowl where Tom Brady did that thing. So they get that win, and then they also lose to the Rams in the next week, and Tom Brady is just dangling from the Max Kellerman cliff, like it's over, like
It's over.
it finally happened. And then they're gonna rattle off 6 straight wins, beating the Patriots, Dolphins, Eagles, Bears, Saints, and the football team, to get to their next historical matchup game against the Giants, and they're gonna lose that one too because just bring a tear to my eye, man. I love to see it.
You don't like the Giants to win?
No, I like the Giants winning.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, fuck Tom
Yeah.
Brady. I mean, he's cool, but
Yeah.
it's his kryptonite, man. But then after they lose to the Giants, they're gonna beat the Colts, beat the Falcons, beat the Bills, but then lose to the Saints, which may be a pretty big loss, or maybe whatever, you'll see. Beat the Panthers, beat the Jets, beat the Panthers, and they end up going 13-4.
Nice.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, you got Tom Brady, you got fucking Mike Evans, you got Leonard Fournette still, you
The
got
entire
fucking
team that won the Super Bowl.
yeah, you literally got the same team. Apparently, AB is fucking cooking up, fucking fighting people in practices, so like he's back, like
To his normal self.
but yeah, like they're stacked.
Really,
Like,
no
there's-
reason why they should be like, honestly, any worse than like 13, 12 wins, unless injuries hit them. Honestly.
Yeah, and Tom Brady is fucking 52. So
52.
yeah, Tom Brady. You didn't know that?
Thought he was 62.
Is he 62?
I thought.
Oh, I thought no. I knew that the year he was born.
1932.
No, it was 22.
Oh, 22. Okay. Oh shit, man. He's about to turn 100 tomorrow.
Didn't he fight in the Civil War?
Yeah.
And then he got his Medal of Honor from the Revolutionary War.
Yeah. He killed Hitler in World War II.
That's really
Brady
wow.
probably did do that shit. They're like, yeah, we need a quick little drive. Got 3 timeouts, some grenades. Go do it.
Some
It's
good.
over, bro.
Lasered one right in the bunker.
So for my Atlanta Falcons picks, not a good year from Atlanta, unfortunately. I have them losing to the Eagles, beating the Bucks, like I said, because history. Losing to the Giants, losing to the football team, losing to the Jets, losing to the Dolphins, beating the Panthers, losing to the Saints, losing to the Cowboys, beating the Patriots. History. There's a lot of those in this one.
A lot of history.
Well, yeah, I have them losing to the Jaguars, losing to the Bucks, losing to the Panthers. Losing to the Panthers, losing to the 49ers, losing to the Lions, losing to the Bills, and losing to the Saints. To give them a record of 3-14. I guess near the end of the year, they're just gonna give up, or at least try to. The organization is.
Alrighty, week 1. I have the Falcons beating the Eagles. Week 2, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Falcons. Week 3, the Giants are going to beat the Falcons. Week 4 and 5, the Falcons are going to beat the Washington football team and the New York Jets. Week 7, I have them dropping it to Miami. Week 8, they're going to lose to the Carolina Panthers. Week 9 and 10, they're going to lose to the Saints and to the Cowboys. Week 11, they're going to lose to the Patriots. Week 12, they're going to beat the Jaguars, though. Week 13, lose again to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Week 14, they're going to lose to the Panthers. Week 15, they're going to lose to the 49ers. Week 16, 17, and 18, they're going to lose to the Lions, the Bills, and the Saints for a record of 4-13.
Okay, so that wasn't much different than mine.
All right. Falcons. I have them starting off beating the Eagles, but then they lose to the Bucks, lose to the Giants, but then they beat the football team, beat the Jets, bye week, and then they lose every single game after that, except for the Panthers in Week 14. They beat the Panthers in Week 14. Every other game they lose after a bye week, setting them up for a record of 4-13. Falcons are trash. They're
It's over.
doo doo. Sorry, Falcons fans.
Might as well just blow it up, man. You already got rid of Julio.
Yeah,
It was a good little run you had, but it's over.
Alright, so for my Falcons predictions, nothing too different here. In fact, it's all really the same. I have them starting off week 1, nice win against the Eagles, but then losing to the Bucks, losing to the Giants, losing to the football team. Then week 5, I have them beating the Jets, but then on the bye week, come back, they lose to the Dolphins. But then they're going to beat the Panthers. So, I mean, not terrible. That's 3 wins out of, 7 games? I mean, that's still pretty bad. They're going to lose to the Saints, lose to the Cowboys, lose to the Patriots, lose to the Jaguars, lose to the Bucks again, and this time lose to the Panthers, lose to the 49ers, lose to the Lions, lose to the Bills, but get one last win against the Saints at the final week of the season. I also have them going 4-13. Not a real good team.
So, Team Ascent is not very high on the Falcons?
Doesn't sound like it. Alright, the Carolina Panthers. I have week 1. Sam Darnold getting revenge on his old team. I have them beating the Jets, but then losing to the Saints. But then I have them beating the Texans, but then losing to the Cowboys. Then beating the Eagles, but then losing to the Vikings, losing to the Giants, losing to the Falcons, a little bit losing to the Patriots, losing to the Patriots, and losing to the Cardinals. But then I have them beating the Washington football team, then losing to the Dolphins. But after the bye week, they beat the Falcons, but then they're going to lose to the Bills, lose to the Buccaneers, but then beat the Saints, and then lose to the Buccaneers. I have them going 6-11. Still kind of like a rebuilding phase, but yeah, they just still in rebuilding. But I feel like they can get somewhere in the near future here.
All right, so for my Panthers, I have them starting off beating the Jets, then they lose to the Saints. Then they go on a nice little 3-game win streak. They beat the Texans, beat the Cowboys, beat the Eagles, but then they lose to the Vikings, lose to the Giants. Then they beat the Falcons. And then they lose to the Patriots, lose to the Cardinals, but then they beat the football team. And then that pretty much concludes their season because they lose the rest of the games. They lose to the Dolphins, they lose to the Falcons, they lose to the Bills, they lose to the Bucks, they lose to the Saints, they lose to the Bucks, setting up for a record of 6-11. Yeah, they're still kind of in that rebuilding process. What they go last year? Did they get 4 wins last year?
I think.
Yeah, that sounds low like that.
Yeah, so I mean they do like a little better, I guess, but nothing crazy. Yeah, they're just they still have some work to do. But they do a little bit better. They got a new quarterback, so.
Week 1, I have them beating the Jets. Week 2, they're gonna lose to the Saints. Week 3, they're gonna beat the Texans. Week 4, they're gonna lose to the Cowboys. Week 5, 6, 7, they're gonna lose to the Eagles, Vikings, and Giants. But hey, in week 8, they're gonna beat the Falcons. Week 9, they're gonna beat New England. Week 10, they're gonna lose to the Cardinals. Week 11, they're gonna beat the Washington football team. Week 12, they're gonna lose to the Dolphins. But on week 14, after the bye week, they're gonna beat the Falcons. Week 15, they're gonna lose to the Bills. Week 16, they're gonna lose to Tampa. Week 17, they're gonna lose to the Saints. And week 18, they're gonna lose to Tampa again. For a record of 6-11.
Yeah, that seems to be the range.
Yeah.
Alright, so for my Carolina Panthers predictions, I have them beating the Jets. Sam Darnold gets his revenge. But then losing to the Saints, beating the Texans, losing to the Cowboys, losing to the Eagles, losing to the Vikings, beating the Giants, losing to the Falcons, beating the Patriots, losing to the Cardinals, losing to the football team, losing to the Dolphins, beating the Falcons, losing to the Bills, losing to the Buccaneers, losing to the Saints, and losing to the Buccaneers to finish the season 5-12. I feel like I have a bunch of 5-12s. But yeah, I think they're still in like that rebuild mode. This is, I guess, an improvement, but we'll still get them a pretty decent pick, I guess. And let them see who's good and who's not.
We've done that a couple times. 3 of us have the same record, and then one person will have an extra win or loss. That's funny. But yeah. Yeah, like it is like a bad record, like 6-11, 5-12. Like it doesn't like feel bad because like they're doing pretty good in the rebuild so far, and like
Yeah.
they they can be a little bit better, but yeah.
So for my Saints predictions in week 1, I have them losing to the Packers, but then beating the Panthers and Patriots. Then losing to the Giants, beating the football team, losing to the Seahawks, losing to the Bucks, beating the Falcons, losing to the Titans, beating the Eagles, losing to the Bills, beating the Cowboys, beating the Jets, beating the Bucks. For kind of a late rally. But then they lose to the Dolphins, but then finish out with 2 wins at the end against the Panthers and Falcons, giving the Saints a record of 10-7. I think
Okay, okay.
they're. I think they'll be good enough to win 10 games. They can do it. Sean Payne's a good coach. Jameis is, at the very least, a starter. They still have Kamara. They should be okay.
Alrighty, I'm gonna make it simple for you guys. Saints are gonna win the first 7 games, being the Packers, Panthers, New England, Giants, Washington football team, Seahawks. They're gonna lose to Tampa Bay, but they're gonna beat the Falcons, beat the Texans, and beat the Eagles. But in week 12, they're gonna lose to the Buffalo Bills. Week 13 and 14, they're gonna win against the Cowboys and the Jets. Week 15, they're gonna lose to Tampa Bay, but 15 through 18, they're gonna beat 16 through 18. They're gonna beat the Dolphins, Panthers, and Falcons for a record of 14-3.
Wow, you have faith in old Jameis.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yep.
Jameis, famous Jameis, or Taysom Hill.
No, that's Jameis.
It is Jameis.
Jameis. Come on, man.
All right. Well, for my Saints, I have them starting off beating the Packers, beating the Panthers, beating the Patriots. Then they lose to the Giants. And then they beat the football team. But then after their bye week, they lose to the Seahawks, lose to the Bucks. But then they beat the Falcons. But then they lose to the Titans. Then they beat the Eagles. They lose to the Bills, lose to the Cowboys. Then they beat the Jets. And then they lose to the Bucks. But then they finish off the season pretty strongly, beating the Dolphins, beating the Panthers, beating the Falcons, setting them up for a record of 10-7, same as Isaiah. I think they're good enough to get 10 wins, or like they're in that category of like 9-11 wins, somewhere around there. I think they can do that. If they go below 8 wins, I'll be pretty shocked. Because I don't know, I still feel like they have a decent team overall. Like they're not winning the Super Bowl, but
So for my Saints predictions here, I have them losing week 1 to the Packers, then beating the Panthers, then losing to the Patriots, then beating the Giants, then losing to the football team, and then after the bye week, then beating the Seahawks, and beating the Buccaneers, and then beating the Falcons, but then losing to the Titans, then beating the Eagles, but then losing to the Bills, then losing to the Cowboys, but then beating the Jets, but then losing to the Buccaneers, but then beating the Dolphins, and then losing to the Panthers and Falcons at the end of the season. I have them going 8-9, the worst out of all of us. I think they have a decent team. I just
Just an uphill climb.
yeah, I don't know. I just personally don't see double-digit wins. I don't I wouldn't be extremely shocked, but I think 8-9, 9-8 is I think they're gonna fall between there. But I could see 10-7. All right, so for my standings of the NFC South, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, of course, winning this division at 14-3, and then not too much competition for me after it. The closest is the Saints at 8-9 in second place, and then third place 6-11 the Panthers, and then dead last we have the Falcons at 4-13.
All right. So for my NFC South, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking the division home at a record of 13-4 and the division sweep 6-0. But the Saints coming in next, a potential wild card, 10-7, division record of 4-2. But then you have the Panthers at 6-11 with a division record of 1-5, and then the Falcons at 4-13, also a division record of 1-5. So, yeah, Buccaneers are the clear winners here now, especially with Breeze gone. But the Saints, I still feel like they can hold on to the playoffs. I don't know about getting
they
out
go
of that first
marching
round.
in.
Well, then they fucking collapse in on themselves.
That's how it happens.
Yeah. And bro, they get to the playoffs every fucking year, and they just, I don't know, man. They just can't. And then yeah, the Panthers and Falcons are pretty bad, but Falcons at least are in a pretty, or not the Falcons. The Panthers are at least in a pretty good rebuilding process. The Falcons, yeah, they're just bad.
So winning the division, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning it with a record of 16-1. Second place in the division, I have the Saints taking that with a record of 14-3. Yes, you can't win a division in my 14-3 record, sadly. Number third, I have
Number third.
Number three.
Number 3. Or like third place. I don't know. I don't think you can say number and third.
We know what he means.
Whoa.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jimmy. Don't let us.
Yeah.
Don't let us ruin it.
I have the Panthers taking it with a record of 6-11. And last place, or fourth place, I have the Falcons taking that position. The record of 4 or 4.
Yeah.
Come on, Jimmy.
There's no way. For fourth place.
4 for 4 place.
We call it Wendy's. 4 for 4.
So for my NFC South division standings, I have the Bucks at 13-4 in first place. Second place, I have the Saints at 10-7. Third place, I have the Panthers at 5-12. And fifth place, I have the Falcons at 3-14. The Panthers and Falcons, they're really not competing for, anything. And then, the Saints might be able to get in to the wild card at 10-7. Who knows? We'll see about that. And then, the Bucks are the Bucks. Nameless red faces.
Alright guys, that's gonna do it. Thank you for watching our NFC South predictions. Next time we'll be doing the NFC East, and then the West, and then the playoffs. But for now guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Like or dislike, subscribe or don't subscribe, it's always up to you. We'll see you guys in the next video. Watch with me. Goodbye.
Been
Elmo's World.
No, it was the ESPN thing, Brenden.
I know.
Not Elmo.
Why are you so mad at that? Like, do you not like Elmo? Elmo's
Yeah, Isaiah, why are you so mad?
Because we're
It's like-
men, Brenden. We're grown
Oh,
men.
We
I'm
can't,
really bad,
man.
guys.
We watch sports.
Good night, Brenden.
Good night,
Good night,
Jimmy.
Steven.
Jimmy.
Alright, yeah, good
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning.